Um, we should address this. So if you guys don't know, my boy designer, he got charged recently with exposure. Indecent exposure. We got to read the details of this because I didn't get too much into this, but when you read the details, it was a little bit crazy. The rapper designer was hit with a federal charge on Monday for allegedly masturbating on an international flight, claiming he had exposed himself because he ain't had sex in like a week. The 25-year-old rapper, whose name is Sidney Royale Selby III, was charged with one misdemeanor count of indecent exposure over allegations. He exposed himself multiple times, starting about 60 to 90 minutes into a Delta flight from Tokyo to Minneapolis. By the way, how long is that flight? Let's kind of see. Tokyo to Minneapolis. Tokyo to Minneapolis flight time. Let's see. Wow, 11 hours and 40 minutes, okay? So my boy had to bust a nut, you heard me? After a flight attendant spotting him expose himself, he quickly covered up, only to be caught masturbating about 5 minutes later by members of the flight crew. He was again told no and covered himself up, the complaint alleges. Even after he was told he was going to be arrested, he was seen expose himself a third time, all right? Two travel buddies agreed to watch him the rest of the flight when he was moved to the back of the plane, where he apologized to a security guard and claimed he was bugging and messed up. When he got up from his first class seat to move to the back, a jar of Vaseline dropped in the aisle, okay? Y'all niggas use Vaseline to jerk off? Before he was taken into custody, he also apologized to the flight crew when talking to the FBI. He allegedly told an agent he didn't get much in Japan, okay? And he showed his magic stick to one of the flight attendants he found attractive, according to the complaint. He also said he exposed himself because he ain't had anything in a week, which the agent understands to mean sex. The complaint states, when the agent asked if his actions interfered with the flight attendant's job, he outrageously replied, "I thought I was giving her encouragement to keep pushing." You know what I mean? To keep striving for it. He also told the agent he was not on the influence during the flight. The complaint state he's known for his hit Panda, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Recently came out and said, for the past few months I've not been okay, and I've been struggling to come to terms with what is going on. Okay. Let me try to give some silver lining in this story. By the way, I spoke to a designer who said, "Act, thank you for your kind words." Basically, I had said that he's probably going through things. He has to adjust to maybe a slightly different level of fame, and that could be definitely takes a toll on any individual. A lot of people who were way more popular a couple years ago, they're adjusting, and he might be in that period. Now, I don't know if he's on drugs at all. People would assume, but I don't know if that's what it is. But it's definitely something, I believe, personal and mental. Now, granted, after hearing the full details of the story, it sounded like he just wanted to get a nut off with people like, yo, bro, you really believe this guy's going through some shit? It looked like he was just horny as shit. And by the way, you hear Lil Duval and Michael Blackson kind of say the same thing. They say, designer know ain't nothing wrong with him. Nigga just took so much shrooms. By the way, the shrooms get your dick hard or something like that? I'm thinking he probably popped a honey pack, you know what I mean, or took a Viagra by mistake. Like, I've never seen a situation where you're that horny. And by the way, here's the thing too. If that was, it's a long flight, that type of long flight, you got your own booth or whatever the case is. If you had to beat off like that, why not just go to the bathroom, I guess, right? I would imagine people could survive without beating off on a plane, but if you got to beat off that bad, why not go to the bathroom or something like that? And shit, what's up with a jar of Vaseline? And clearly, if he's showing the flight attendant's dick, he was trying to do a lot more. Anyway, Michael Blackson said, yo, who was caught masturbating on a plane then blame it on mental health? LOL. He said, nigga, it was a long flight and you was horny. Just say that. He says, I love America, man, because we could do some crazy shit we're aware of. And then when we get caught, we just blame it on mental health. Mother sucker, cut it out. You just a freak nigga that got caught. I'm kind of, I'm stuck in between trying to analyze this, man. I don't want to be trivial and just kind of dismiss it like, oh, he's just horny. Like, we all get horny, but we all don't do this. I'm thinking there's some deep underlying things that's going on, and whether it is drugs or maybe just mental issues or shit, Who knows? Maybe he's just been depressed or shit. Like you have to have some disconnect with reality and disconnect with what's acceptable in social public social atmospheres if you're doing some shit like that, and that's probably a byproduct of you just wilding out in other realms, you know what I mean, or you going through something. So I don't necessarily want to just like act like there's nothing wrong with him. You hear Pluto? Look at Pluto, man. Pluto must be horny. Let me go check on him. Oh my god, give me 1 second. I'm gonna check on Big Plute. um what y'all think? Let me know. Yeah, I gotta check on this boy real quick. Let me play something for y'all in the meanwhile. Oh, I feel like I was gonna play something before. I don't know. What was I gonna play? All right, I'll check on Pluto in a second. All right, that's my boy though. All right, all right. Here we go. All right. Oh, yeah. I'll play